Good morning. My name is Vartanian. I'm the Regional Director for the Armenian Assembly of America, and I'm here today with one of our 2019 summer interns. Hagop ZAKARYAN has been here for a little while now, and he's been interning at a place that he will tell you about. So let's get into this. Hagop Can, welcome to Armenia, welcome to the program. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What are you studying? Where are you studying? Where are you from?
Okay, so I joined the program without knowing much about Armenia. But what I did do is when I did arrive, within the first or second day, I started researching the maps, the layouts of the city. So it was a mistake on my end, but it was more informational if I did it while I was struggling. Like the struggle of learning the maps and everything was more interesting than if I had prepared. Well, I would advise others to prepare, but if you can, pick up maps and learn streets, and it's more interesting that way.
It makes a big difference,
yeah. Big difference, yeah. And it's more memorable if you can do it that way.
All right.
Well, I'm interning at Path of Law. It's a new NGO. It's with the co-founders are former Artsakh ombudsman. And what we do basically is, what I was tasked with was, since I speak Armenian but I don't write in Armenian, I was tasked with legal translations. And what I can say is, we have done some stuff that they told me not to say. They have told me not to say, but not as in it's like something secret, but as in it's for the person. I cannot disclose the person.
Understood.
It's legal matters. Yeah. So we did deal with international folks. That's mostly our job there. And we did do this one program called the it's some Kenyan app. Basically, it's a Kenyan app that was produced specifically for Armenia, but it was used in the U.S. elections in 2016. It's supposed to basically cut down on corruption. That's basically it.
Very interesting.
Put the justice in the people's hands so they can use their apps to
Very interesting.
Justice. That's basically what we did this summer.
Okay. So where are you from?
I'm from California, Southern California. I grew up there. Currently going to school at California State University of Fullerton. I'm a senior within this fall.
So you'll be graduating in May, June.
Spring,
okay.
Yeah, May. And major is politics, but with international relations as a concentration.
So what are you planning on doing after you graduate? Any ideas yet?
I've already applied to several, with this internships experience, I applied to some FBI analytical assistant jobs in Beverly Hills. And there was another one, it's a digital cybersecurity analyst job. It's in Newport Beach.
Fascinating. Oh, good luck with those.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So, as you know, but I'm not sure if all of our viewers know, the Armenian Assembly Summer Internship Program is comprised of 3 parts. One, of course, is the internship, through which you can gain international work experience, and you talked to us a little bit about that. The second and third include meetings with really interesting people, both at the government level or at the NGO level, civil society, and visits to interesting places. And both of those encompass either meetings or visits to Armenia and Artsakh. So can you tell us, first of all, have you been to Armenia before?
Well, I haven't.
Okay.
It might look like I have when I'm talking to people out there, but I haven't. Well, the meetings did really help with my internship because it goes hand to hand, especially when we went to Artsakh, especially with there. It basically gave me more information than what they were handing me, first-hand account. You know.
Yeah, that's always important to see it with your own eyes
and someone else's interpretation. Yeah.
Okay, so were there any particular meetings that you were most impressed with, or are going to go home and tell your friends and family about?
I think I was impressed with the meeting with the State Security Council here in Yerevan. That's what I was most impressed with. He did show some emotions for his childhood and in his struggles in his childhood with his father's struggle as well. that touched me. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the sites that you visited? Where did you most enjoy going, or what did you most enjoy learning how to do?
I actually enjoyed the trips to the churches. I don't remember the names specifically and their locations, but
There's a lot.
yeah, a lot. The one I did love was it's called the Mother Church. Mother Church, and it's translated in Armenian to English as Mother Church, but it's the one where we went, where they're under construction.
Oh,
and they have a cafe underneath. Yeah.
Echmiadze. The Mother Cathedral, yes.
Mother Cathedral, yeah. That was the most memorable.
Yeah. You'll have to come back after the
restoration.
Exactly, after it's all done, and it's gonna be looking great.
Yeah.
Really impressive. So I'm not sure when exactly it's going to be completed, but I think by the end of this year. So,
wow.
So come back soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you recommend this program to others?
I will, but when you're getting into the program, make sure, even if you don't get the internship you want, turn it into something that fits you. Because I went into Path of Law and they were confused about where they can put me. So I basically told them I can work around whatever they give me, and then we slowly, they found out my niche in their office.
You ask questions, they ask questions. That's really an important tip.
Because really, they don't know where to place you, but if you show that you are interested in a specific field, they'll listen and they'll put you there.
And you're working with two the founders are really qualified, talented people, and so I
was surprised that they listened to me. That's so funny.
Well, we try to find the best match for interns and supervisors, and I think this was a good one for you. And you're lucky to be working with both of them, and they're lucky to have you too.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you go back home to California and you hear about somebody, or someone's watching this video and they want to apply for the internship program next summer. What kind of advice would you give them on how to prepare, or what to look for, or what not to expect perhaps?
What I learned so far, pack light, but pack smart. Like, don't pack unnecessary stuff. Plan before you pack about where you're gonna go. Well, you're gonna be doing many meetings with officials, so pack more formal, more casual, not too casual, but business casual. You don't have to blend in with the environment, but it's nice to have people see you dressed as they dress you, so they don't stick out. I don't know, that's my preference. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys, Hagop always dressed very sharply for all the meetings. He had a suit on. I'm not sure if you wore that if you wore that to work every day, but business casual is a pretty good
I wore it once or twice,
definition.
but then I was drenched because of the heat in the other one.
Yeah, it is hot in the summer. So another tip that I would add is always hydrate. Always drink water.
What I loved about work also is that they said you can come casual.
Good.
You don't have to dress as anything.
Yeah, it's important to be comfortable while you're working, but you have to always look nice too, or you have to look nice for certain meetings, environments, and so on. Okay, what other advice might you give?
Don't think too much when you're coming here, because you'll miss everything if you're thinking too much. Let it hit you in the face, and then deal with it, and then adapt. Don't be afraid of the city if you haven't been here. They're nice. Everyone's nice here.
Yeah.
Cafes galore.
Did you have a favorite spot that you would go to?
Yes, Cascade Cafe. Favorite spot, fast service, everything's delicious, is Cafe de France.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Love it. And perfect. No complaints.
Excellent.
I just came from there today.
Excellent. Now, I don't know if you've done this yet or not, but we were talking a little bit about this last night at dinner. Have you bought any souvenirs for yourself?
Yes, my grandmother.
Okay.
Like 4 months before I even came here, she was like, "You gotta buy these. It's what they use to, I forgot what they call it.
The worry beads?
Jewels, the worry beads. But she wanted amber colored, what's it called? Tree sap beads. Specifically,
amber.
She had one from Armenia. But she lost it, so I bought one as well.
That's great. Your grandma's gonna be happy. But what about you?
Souvenirs for me, pictures.
Okay.
Pictures and friends. That's the souvenir I have.
That's nice. You're going to keep in touch with friends you made here.
When we go back, we're close.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's really awesome. Okay, is there anything else in particular you'd like to add or talk about, or because this video is going out for
Yes.
people to see and get to know the program itself, and some people might think, oh, it's so far away, I've never
Yeah.
been, I don't speak
That's
the
exactly
language.
how I was thinking coming here.
Mm-hmm.
The first day, I have to admit, the first day was I was telling myself, looking out the window, what am I doing here?
Hang on 1 second, okay. Go ahead.
What am I doing here traveling this far? This is the furthest I've ever traveled, by myself too.
Mm-hmm.
But the second day, the minute I met the other interns, I changed completely.
Yeah.
It felt like home, Los Angeles.
The summer really does change you, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know about the winter, but I'm gonna come in the winter also.
That was good. Winter is a little bit easier than it was, a few years back. Like, there's heat, there's electricity, and
Yeah.
so on. It's easier to get around, but it's still cold
Less
sometimes.
traffic,
So,
probably.
well, come
More
back in the
snow.
winter and we'll
Yeah.
assess. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning to come in December if I
Okay.
can. Yeah.
All right then. More and more people do come in the winter now
Yeah.
as tourists and to visit because it's easier to get around, it's easier to travel here, and it's a whole different Yerevan.
Yeah, I'm thinking that right now.
Mhm.
It's gonna be completely different.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to seeing you again. I hope you keep
Yes.
in touch, either when you're here or before you come, after you go, so that we can just stay in touch and
Definitely.
keep track of what's going on, because it's been really, really fun getting
Yeah.
to know you, and I'm glad that you are part of the program. I hope you recommend it to other people, and I hope people who are
I have
watching
already.
this
Yes.
and know you contact you and ask you for more information, because you might not have shared everything on the video. Okay, so we're going to sign off.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Audrey.
Okay, ciao. Mm.